Welcome back to Fandom Sage Powers, where we are discussing comics and heroes, villains, and a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We are at the halfway point of our X of Swords review called Stasis. This issue is very different structurally, as it primarily takes place in a Menth and Otherworld, and we get to see the other side of this tournament's champions and what they are doing to prepare for this tournament. They are ready, they're getting ready, and we're going to meet some interesting characters. Let's get into it. We open this issue with an emissary of Saturnine, and she has an invitation to a contest of worlds. She presents it, and she is in the Crooked Market, which is ran by Mad Jim Jaspers. We jump to another emissary that has reached the kingdom of Sevalith, where the dark vampire-like creatures reign. Another emissary has gone to the Everforge and given an invitation to the Infuri. The floating kingdom of Roma Regina, led by Merlin's daughter, Roma, which is upside down and kind of making me dizzy, and the Holy Republic of Fae, where Merlin rules. He has twisted this once whimsical place to his experiments. He says from Saturnine. He's kind of shocked to be hearing from her. Then we jump to the Starlight Citadel, where Saturnine is holding court or council. She says, "Thank you, Merlin and Roma. Your votes, which, of course, are in opposition to one another, have been counted." Next, the Hot Hive, Vesperade, the colony queen of Hot Hive. It says something in a weird language that is unintelligible, but the assistant to Saturnine seems to understand, and she says, "I believe that's a nay, my lady." "Thank you, Real. Avalon, how do you cast your vote?" King Jamie Braddock of Avalon. Avalon votes, "Yeah, we've got nothing to hide, and we love visitors, long as they're polite." Next, our mysterious representatives from Mercator. I don't suppose you intend to actually cast a vote this time, or tell us more about who you are and where you're from, perhaps? The unnamed representatives of the province recently renamed Mercator. If you don't have anything to say, next Parliament, stay home and tell Mr. Mercator he would do well to hurry up and get his province ready for company. The longer he takes to invite me, the more friends I bring with me when I visit. She then taps her crystal gavel. As the motion, the nays have it. The Blight Spoke's request to open border movement between the provinces is denied at this time. On to recent business. Suddenly a voice interrupts. "I'm sorry for not speaking up sooner, ma'am, but we ain't interested in a vote. Places like this Mercator can't lock us out forever and still claim a seat at the meeting. My posse and I will go in there and take a look around, permission or not." "Excuse me." This is Sheriff Gaida Whitechapel of Blightspoke. "Is she proposing an invasion of one of the territories?" "Ms. Whitechapel, you are new here, but the vote sets a precedent, one that allows each province to defend their border staunchly," says Merlin, "despite what the brazen assumption of Drydor's seat would have us believe." "Stupid little man," says Pestilence. "Your very blood will boil with fever, the same as any other." "The Holy Republic of Fae demand justice for the fallen of Drydor," claims Merlin. "Order!" screams Saturnine, and she slams down her crystal gavel so hard it breaks. Pointing the broken gavel at the horseman, she says, "You there, famine, pestilence, is it? I have allowed you to haunt that bloody seat in the name of peaceable counsel, but now that you disturb these holes, I demand answers. Do you present yourselves as conquering leaders of Drydor?" Famine stands up and produces this weird glowing orb. He says, "No, this was Drydor, but we have killed the childless king and poisoned every drop of their oceans with Dryadori blood. We have not killed Dryador's leaders. We have killed Drydor. The seat belongs to Oraco, in which turn it belongs to a Menth, and we claim it thusly." "I see. Real, please make note of that. We will settle this contest between you and Avalon for the right to cross my land. Then, if you are still standing, we can see to your behavior. Have your swords. Our 10 hungriest fighters wield our 10 thirstiest blades, my lady. And you, Avalon, they're on their way," says King Jamie. "Then sit, watch. My court's both foul and fair. Let us look in on their ritual now, for dawn rises fast, and these champions will soon arrive." As Saturnine looks through this reflecting pool, she can see the sigil that Krakoa had. Are you prepared then for our ritual? Asked Apocalypse of Gorgon. I have seen so many rituals in my day, most of them bore me now. So many of them call for blood or souls, trifling things. If this were another of those, I would hardly be intrigued enough to answer the call. To call on both of my blades by name, that intrigues me. As it should, says Apocalypse. Are you ready, my countrymen? Have you said your goodbyes before we proceed? Cable says, yikes, our goodbyes? Can we maybe get like a little pep talk instead? Couldn't hurt. Apocalypse looks at Cable and then turns to the rest of the group. Sword bearers, most of you are mutant. You have tasted the sweetness of immortality and evolution of your people. Now we step into the other world, where all realities are one, and your defeat will mean the death of Krakoa, the death of this earth, and the death of you as you are now, never to return. So when you draw your sword, you must not fight like a human who stands to lose a few years of toil, but like a mutant who stands to lose forever in paradise, for if you do not, you will not be the first immortals I have watched die. The reverse of the reflected pool shows us Arakko's sword bearers with their weapons, and this is a fierce shot. So, just like Polaris was the prophet for Krakoa, Pestilence was the prophet for Arakko. And this is the rest of her prophecy that we didn't hear. A blade of flame, innocence interred, all is fair in love and her. A kiss is a wish pressed into flesh. Death is a gift unmade. Bones wait a lifetime to exist, praying for a cage to be flayed. White devil, white lies. A false front hides black flies. Eggs hatch, swarm grows, a hive seeks to colonize. She is the field of battle. She is a meadow of decay. She is the undergrowth and dark. To stray too close rots life away. A warrior unchallenged welcomes his weakness, for wielding a flaw has its advantage. From silence beckons blade, sweet hiss. Quiet temptress says nothing and still gets her wish. Pog your pog in your pog. But pog your pog, then in your pogs. A leader betrayed, a healer dismayed. For the centuries lost, a price will be paid. Grace is a bane, clemency is a boon. Sure, victory is a curse. To pity she is immune. A garden now choked with ancient vines. In the witching hour, she is asleep and screaming. Under her feet lie battle lines. Her garden turned black with promised redeeming. In Arakko, we are at the last watchtower, the fallen kingdom of Dryador in Otherworld, and this jumps back 3 days ago, so right after confrontation. A garden now choked with ancient vines. She is saying the prophecy, Pestilence. She is asleep and screaming. She's trying to understand. Under her feet lie battle lines. Her garden turned black with promise redeeming. There, she says, it's done. And we see that they have their sigil created here, but it's made out of bodies. Real nice. Summoner pierces his sigil with his black blade and it lights up. Well, my dear aunt has collected no small number of bodies for this exercise in divination. Some might find it excessive, a bit much, but we're all family here. Why lie about art done well? Alluvium, seducer, the black bone. These blades are known to us. We have seen them wet with blood, some of it our own, but there are others I have never heard of, says Salmon. If the words our sister has spoken are true, then the blades hidden from us will be wielded by those who are not, though the taste of some of them will be ash in our mouths. Ash comes from cleansing fire, and I will eat Solemn's burnt heart before I swallow my pride. And war is interrupted. Pride. I have waited thousands of years for this. And you think I will allow pride to stand in my way? Bring me the blades. Bring me their bearers. Nothing else matters. We jump to a forest called Redroot, and here we see Arakko, which is Krakoa's sister or brother. And we see the mutant known as Redroot. She is the translator for Arakko, just like Cypher is for Krakoa. And she says, "Do you hear that, High Summoner? The world is not happy with you. And why would she be? You came to us, begged for a piece of her, which she gave in the hopes of reunification, and you returned here with what? The promise of violence? More violence. Do you people ever get tired of all that blood you cover yourselves with? I am what I am, what this world and the other has made me. Would you rather I lie, voice of Arakko, or do you want the truth? Says Summoner. Either skin suits you, Summoner. Why not both? Very well, if you come with us, and you have my word that no harm will come to you, and that your sword need not leave its sheath. Well, that's a lie. Then let this be a truth, says Summoner. This does not end without the two halves of the world rejoined. No peace, no quarter given. Redroot wipes a tear from Arakko's eye, and it speaks to Redroot. It's okay, I know. I will fight. Then we jump to another place in a myth. We are meeting Pog Your Pog. Pestilence slams down a bag of jewels and says, Where do you mean? Where did we get them? What concern of that is yours? It's wealth, true wealth enough to buy a sword, which you are always selling. Pog Your Pog is for sale when Pog Your Pog said it so. And those rocks, they smell hot. Yes, they are stolen, which is another way the mighty treat the weak. Are you for hire or not? Says War. For Pog Your Pog, the price is more. Want more, need more. And if we told you that if we win, there is more, an entire new world to plunder, can we count on you among our number, Pog Your Pog? An entire world, says you? If it be true, then Pog Your Pog is charmed. Lead on and Pog Your Pog will see our enemies harmed. So we get a gigantic 6-armed demonic alligator that speaks in rhyme, and I'm here for it. Love it. We jump to another location in Oraco to meet Bay the Blood Moon, and she has a sword called Seducer. Summoner approaches as she's slaying a monster and says, Great Bay, slayer of serpents of sea and air, speaker of the hidden words, destroyer of hope, and all-consuming, yes, she says. What? It's a battle. Combat of some sort. A blood offering of some sort. Yes, it is. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go. I have men to kill. Then we jump to a Menth deep in the demon countryside to the white sword of the ivory spire Purity, and we see famine and death have come and they're waving those white flags, and they had better. White sword says, Welcome, horsemen. That you enter the spire under a flag of peace pleases me to no end. As they enter White Spire, they see White Sword sitting upon his throne with his blade Purity, his 100 strong soldiers gathered around, and he says, I've always known how weak you are, how you hide behind your armies, how you always hide in numbers. It pleases me to turn you away, to defeat you time after time, and now you, come to me with a story of a common enemy, a great cause that unites us, that demands such an alliance. Hear me, horsemen. I care for none of that. I just want to hear you beg. After all this time, you should know better than to expect certain things, says Famine. We don't beg. I was there when your mother weaned you, child. You were a beggar that day. I remember when she beat you, Death, for being weak. I watched you beg her to stop, but she did not. So then you cried and ran and hid. Don't tell me you don't beg. I'm too old for the bold talk of children. When my 100 left the split land and threw ourselves into the Aminthian hell, I knew this was where my army would die for old Okara. We did that for you. And what did you ever do except bow your head to a Menth? How dare you ask me for anything? Yet here I am, asking, what will it take to make it right, says Death. What can I offer you to end this and join us? Of what worth is a traitor's word? asks White Sword. I suppose nothing, says Famine. Yet we still need you. Ask anything, and if we win, it is yours. Do you have any idea how long I've waited to hear those words? We jump back into Arakko to see Iska, the unbeaten, with her sword, Mercy. She is lounged out here in some little kickback spot, and we see War and Pestilence walk in. They walk up to the table, they sit down. She pours a drink for her two nieces, raises a glass, and that was it. You don't even need to see the rest because she's down. In Amenth, we see a temple, and outside it's littered with bodies. Inside is the black bone Amduat. Famine says, when we made peace with the Horde, we promised to respect the holy places. Most of all, this temple, home of their most sacred relic, the black bone of Amduat. They worship death, said Death, and death I have given them. So kiss this blade, sister, bless it, for I have so much more death to give. In the Starlight Citadel, the sigils have activated. There is a spinning ray of light and electricity flying out of this circle, and the arrival of the champions is here in the Starlight Citadel's foyer. Is everyone all right? Asked Betsy. Yeah, like a regular gate, but it tingles. Betsy, do you live here? Asked Cable. I'm hardly welcome here. That is true of us all, says Storm. We do not know if this is friendly ground. Tread as carefully here as you would on a new planet. Storm is exactly right. Lady Saturnine is powerful enough to be as fickle as she pleases, and she oft pleases, claims Captain Avalon. This is part of her plan. How unsettled we are, how unsure. It's how she operates. Everything is in flux now, and the rules don't have to make sense to anyone but her. What rules? I haven't heard any rules, says Cypher. We got teleported here after some sort of ritual. I thought we were going to have to, use these swords. Same question. I would like to use my sword, says Magic. The swords were a key, says Apocalypse. Think of it as a pass, a way to signal that you are worthy for the next steps. I don't think I need steps and rules to figure out how to use a sword, says Wolverine. The Wolverine is correct, says Gorgon. If the White Witch chooses to play a game, I say we cut the board in half. I'm far too old for games. Patience. We will abide as long as the game suits us, says Apocalypse. We are primarily mutant. Saturnine is tricky, yes, but she does not have within her the thing that joins us all. I'll tell you what joins us all. Everything dies if you can figure out how to kill it, says Wolverine. Indeed it does, Wolverine. Saturnine has arrived. Sorry to interrupt, but this is, after all, my house, and in it I will do whatever I please. Tell me, you awful little man, what happens when you die here in this realm? I could do it with a snap of my finger, you know. No more Wolverine, anywhere, ever. Betsy says, don't. This is your game. We are your pawns. Is that what you want to hear? You brought us here on your terms. At least give us the rules so that we can play fair. Don't rush me. I don't like it. Or you. I have had each of your chambers prepared. You may freshen up before this evening's feast in the Hall of Fallen Banners. There, you will meet your fellow combatants. Everybody starts to go to their rooms. They all have a card on their bed, and they appear to be more tarot cards. Captain Britain picks up hers, and she has the 9 of Swords, and it shows her impaled with these ethereal blue swords. Not good. Cypher picks up his card and it shows the 2 of Cups, which is traditionally a pretty good card. It's secondary to the Lover's card, and it's about sharing something with somebody else. And it shows 2 figures. It looks like Cypher and somebody under a moon and a sun and a star. Interesting. Kind of looks like my logo for my channel. Cool. We see Gorgon has just thrown his card. He is not paying into that. He's paying no attention to his. Brian Braddock sees his card and he has the Knight of Pentacles, and it shows him on a a griffin. A big pentacle means he's getting some money. And you see Magic laying back, looking at her card, and she says, nice. She likes her card, and she has the Ace of Wands. Here's a good card. It's a power card. Then you see Cable sitting on his bed. He does not look happy with his card. He says, oh, come on. And he has the Fool card, which is actually a good card. A lot of people don't think it is, but it's a good card. It's about taking a leap of faith and standing out on your intuition to go into a new endeavor. Good card, actually. It seems like it shows him in space. Interesting. Wolverine is slashing up his card. His is the Strength card, and it shows Summoner choking him. Interesting. Storm sees her card, and she's gagging. She's like, oh my God. Hers is the Death card, and it shows her on top of a steed with a black flag and an army of red-eyed ghouls behind her. Oh Lord. Apocalypse sees his card, and he also looks kind of upset. He crunches it up, and he says, this game no longer suits me. Saturnine is out on her balcony looking over the valley below, and she is speaking some sort of incantation. She says, as I call my power to me, as I wish it, so it shall be. My lady, one of her attendants is calling for her. Your next meeting is waiting downstairs for you. She is impatient. Shall I escort you? By all means. What a lovely evening it is to take in the air at the top. Enjoy it while it lasts, witch. Apocalypse's voice comes from behind them. Her attendant says, stand back. You dare, says Saturnine. Apocalypse towers over them and says, I dare? What is the meaning of these taunts, this nonsense? Showing her the crumpled up card. Apocalypse, you big reckless oaf. What have you done to my lovely card? Answer me, says Apocalypse, holding the card away from her hands. Explain yourself before I become angry. These cards are very old, and they're the only set quite like that. I'd appreciate it if you treated them more kindly. You are a guest here. Do not speak to me of hospitality. It is one of the world's oldest arts, and I am one of the world's oldest. It's just a card, Apocalypse. You oughtn't let it get you so upset. The elevator arrives, and she begins to enter. If you'd like to continue your conversation, the lady means for you to follow, says her attendant. Inside the lift, you're very curious to me, Apocalypse. You defeated Morgan Le Fay in battle, which I considered a lucky favor. But instead of coming to me as an ally, you've spied, invaded, and downright bullied your way into my citadel. But in the end, I invited you in. Does it sting that you needed an invitation? Are you provoking me, witch? You say witch like a man who hasn't been doing naughty rituals all across existence. Everything I have done, every gate I have opened here is a step towards something I have been crawling towards for a millennia. You're taking this barely realized theory of magic you claim to have been studying for centuries to its grand conclusion so quickly. It isn't like you. Not that I know you well, but I do know you're very old. You said that yourself, which is why I'm so surprised by you. Saturnine's voice softens a bit as she casts the spell to restore her tarot card. You are a lot of things, Apocalypse, and you have a lot of flaws, but you are too old to be impatient. Here we are. Where is here? Asked Apocalypse. My next meeting with a contestant so close at hand, I'm very busy. But you seem so intent on talking, I thought you could accompany me on the way to the next appointment. And, well, considering the card, I thought you might be interested. Saturnine and Apocalypse exit the lift and walk through a dark room, and there's a figure standing there, and you see the silhouette, and Apocalypse says, I know that helm. I have seen it every night for thousands of years, in dreams of rescue and revenge, and in nightmares of what I had lost and the things I would do to reclaim it. Annihilation stands there and begins to take the mask off and drops it to the ground. And we get to see his card finally, and it's the Lover's card. The violent horrors I would bring to my ancient enemy in the name of my eternal love. And now it seems they are one and the same. Tell me, Tell me how. You know the answer, husband of mine. Survival of the fittest. And we see that behind that mask is none other than Genesis herself, Queen. Wow. That was a revelation, and I honestly had the feeling that this was going to be what it was. It did give you a lot of hints, but still, what a way to build it up to it. It was really beautifully done. I love this issue. A lot of amazing dialogue in this issue. Beautiful artwork too, man. Heavy stuff. So tell me what you think about this issue. How do you feel about seeing Genesis? We've only heard about her through flashbacks and secondhand and what she was and who she was, and in fact she is still very much present in the story. Wow, she is striking. What a beautiful character. So I think the biggest clue was, other than the cover with Genesis and Annihilation's faces like side by side like that, another big clue was the information about the helm of Annihilation and how the wearer is controlled by the mask itself. So I think that was probably pretty much the biggest clue, that we'd see Genesis again, but I wonder how much she is in control, or if she is at all, how this mask is influencing her. It's going to be interesting to find that out. I'm excited going forward. Tell me what you think, and I will see you in the next video.